So basically, this statement, I'm going to stay away from all of the individual sideshows and distractions that were created with what I'm calling Butlergate. You have Cheadle making excuses, and you have the local Pennsylvania various agencies that were contracted on to assist Secret Service, pointing the fingers at them. They want everybody arguing about that on the right and what they call the right and the left. That would be us, the constituents. And also the right and left politicians and oligarchs and talking heads and other Wall Street stockholders, CEO, BlackRock owned or Rupert Murdoch owned media platforms, all very influential, and they're all sticking together at the end of the day. They're all Epstein's Wall Street cartel, cabal, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And they created this whole shit show, multiple shit shows, because you've got everybody arguing about the Secret Service and why didn't they do this and why didn't they do that. You know, they got all that going, and then the police are going, well, why did the police go along with it? That's all distraction. There's been at least 2 prior incidents of attempted violence, or what was supposed to look like attempted violence, towards Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who's a true threat to the Zionist, Epstein-allied Mossad establishment. There was the incident where the guy tried to get into the rally with all those weapons and ammunition. I don't even remember what all it was, but I thought, damn, that's a little ridiculous. If you're trying to truly get into a large event, which are usually, since 9/11, every major event from damn concerts to the Boston Marathon to, everything's high security. It doesn't have to be a political figure or candidate. So I'm thinking this guy who knows all of this tries to get into a Kennedy rally with all that glaringly obvious ammunition, not a plastic zip gun that would be hidden. And he wasn't even trying to be inconspicuous. Then the other guy goes, and I guess Cheryl was home. Bobby wasn't home. Cheryl was home, and climbs over a fence or whatever security you have. I don't know how many different homes you have. I don't remember where it was. And I'm thinking, okay, there's 2 threats that really didn't make any sense either from somebody. Especially this is a Kennedy that everybody knows is going to be under a threat. So now, then you have all these talking heads, whether it be politicians or Elon Musk or PBD Podcast or Tucker Carlson or who's the other guy, the bonehead? My mother loves him, Glenn Beck, or Trump. They're all powerful people using their platforms to indict the left with this public lynching, but they're keeping it off the public record so nobody's accountable. They don't have to show evidence. And us on the left, and see, in their minds, in MAGA minds, the left is anybody who doesn't suck Donald Trump's ass. They set up a guillotine or a rope to lynch Mike Pence. Nobody would ever accuse him of being a Democrat. Oh, Chris Christie, he's a traitor. So they have this all or nothing thinking. And they're using that same rhetoric to put all of us, anybody who doesn't go along with Trump. Never mind, they all know Trump's still a Clinton crony. They know Trump's long history as a Democrat. They fucking know that. So they're already hurling knowingly false criminal allegations, saying that anybody left of Trump tried to assassinate him. And what does that do? Gain sympathy. Then they use all the theatrics with the Secret Service. Oh, the roof was sloped. And then Biden has an excuse to offer Kennedy Secret Service protection, which, why would you want it? Not only after the Butler shit, but your uncle and your father's assassinations. It also gives them excuse to ramp up their surveillance. You know, when Josh Hawley, who's also, we know, is formally under indictment through my whistleblower claims, as his own, he's killing me as his own whistleblower against the DNC. Him and Ronnie Jackson are immediately making false criminal allegations of capital crimes on their social media. And God knows who else. I'm not saying they were the only two. I'm saying it was probably a collective effort by all of them. So that gives Biden an excuse to go, oh, all of you are so divided, you need to tamp down the political rhetoric. Never mind, they're the ones that are inciting it. Not once did Joe Biden mention Ronnie Jackson or Josh Hawley or anybody else who started with that shit, that accused him of capital crimes before they even knew who the shooter was or anything about the shooter. Knowing Trump ordered the assassinations in Iran and Iraq and pissed off God knows how many other, I mean, he's always attacking China. He's always attacking shithole countries. Like there aren't a million other alternative theories to who would want him dead. They're claiming they want him out. The Democrats are pretending that Trump's the enemy, knowing damn well he funded them for years and got Hillary Clinton parachuted into the New York Senate, a real key fucking position, especially when JFK Jr. was planning on running against her. So when you look at what all they already know and and they're deliberately omitting all of that, and then they're hyper-focusing on the ramped up political amongst us, so that gives them an excuse to put more surveillance on me, more surveillance on Bobby Kennedy, more surveillance on Bernie Sanders, or anybody who even remotely, even people in the Republicans who were calling bullshit. I mean, Trump's under indictment is convicted because of Republicans who testify, his own fucking lawyers testifying against him. So I'd be I'd take a hard pass on that Secret Service protection now, unless you make a deal, Bobby, with the Homeland Security where they just contract your current private security company as an independent. I mean, they've got a conflict of interest, don't you think? So they had better be offering to contract and pay your current own private security detail that you've been paying for, that you know is safe. If they say, oh, well, we have to, we'll give you Secret Service, but we're going to assign this guy. No. Don't use any of their people. Because they've already scrubbed their backgrounds that you couldn't even do background checks on. Remember, you're a threat to national security. When I went into the VA hospital and said I'm the daughter of a veteran and I'm a whistleblower federal investigator and I'm being refused cancer treatment, I'm having a heart attack, please let me see your ER doctor, which legally they are mandated to see me if I've got a life-threatening situation, chest pain, shortness of breath. First thing, what's your dad's name? I gave him his real name, Homer Eugene Moore, and his date of birth. And they have their own federal police there at the VA hospital, all of them actually in Phoenix. And security was there, and they were talking, I was talking to them and the registration desk. And the police and the security said, after I gave them his name and date of birth and they pulled up his file, they said, "What do you see?" He says, "I don't see anything. A name and date of birth. There's nothing on him." They can erase everything. So it's not like your private security can run backgrounds on these motherfuckers. If you could run background on them, they wouldn't be chosen as Secret Service by the Goldwaters in the first fucking place. So don't argue about, oh, well, Trump's poll numbers are already good. Trump, they're only talking about the poll numbers of Trump against Biden. They're not talking about Trump's poll numbers against Bobby Kennedy, who's the real threat. And we already know that because who did Trump call and offer a bribe to? And blow Big Pharma whistleblower smoke up? It was Bobby's ass that he was blowing smoke. Nobody else. I'm going to stop this here because I'll lose audio. So don't fall for any of their distractions about poll numbers, sloped roof, and then the little police say, "Well, I was just following," or you don't have to. They're fucking licensed peace officers. They can suffocate you. They can lynch you in the street with their knee on their back, just like they did George Floyd, and they know nobody can tell them how to do their fucking job. So now when they're going to play victims of, I used the Nuremberg defense that they were just following the Secret Service orders, oh, hell no. They want us looking at all these other little shit shows they're putting on. Number one, it's making them a hell of a lot of money, according to Elon Musk. He didn't put it quite like that, but him bragging about his record numbers on the day of the Butler capital crimes in Butler, Pennsylvania, whether it was an actual assassination attempt or not, somebody died during the commission of another crime. That's capital homicide, usually. And since it involved a president and multiple federal agents, why aren't any of those Secret Service agents or local police raising hell because of the failures that put all their lives in danger? Plus all of the other, not just, and another thing, they're not talking about, why are they using everybody, all of them are using the very limited idea that shooter was there for Trump and Trump only. At the same time saying, well, all of Biden, you guys need to tone down the political rhetoric. Okay, then based on that in Las Vegas, how do they know he wasn't there with an AR-15 to just mow down everybody? It's what they're saying and what they're not saying and not doing that really tells everything. Not only what they're omitting in their statements and their accusations, but what they're omitting as far as possible other motives, and if you're gonna penetrate the Secret Service and you know they're gonna shoot you, you're gonna take every motherfucker down with you you possibly can. You're not gonna just say, oh, I'm gonna risk my life to kill Trump. If you've got an AR-15, that means you're sending a signal that you're going to kill as many people as possible. That would mean Secret Service agents, local police, the rally goers, Trump, and everybody. But they're not mentioning any of that. They're not looking at that as any possibility. They're trying to groom everybody, and particularly, they know all of the independents are the biggest majority of the voters. We know we outnumber ours or Ds. So it really looks like they're trying to groom all of us to be able to murder Bobby Kennedy and blame it on we the people's division and political rhetoric. That's them doing that. They put us on the defense, so we have to defend ourselves, and then they trivialize it and minimalize it and gaslight us as, oh, you people need to tone down your rhetoric, says Biden. Bitch, this is you, and you know damn well Trump's still a Democrat, and you're as Republican as it gets with your Jim Crow ass. So it's way too much for me to cover in one video. I'm just saying, don't accept anybody that they offer you as Secret Service. Don't even take it at this point. And if you do, say, oh, all right, since your own Secret Service just fucked up on Trump, you can pay for my Secret Service for my personal private protection. They can if they can do independent contracts and hire Chad Cronin as an independent investigator, Jack Smith or anybody else, they can damn sure, because there's conflicts of interest, they can damn sure independently contract your current private protection company and pay for it, because they've clearly got a conflict of interest, especially since I named them in my sealed whistleblower indictments as suspects in the murder of your uncle and your father, and now you.